Are you sure this way of getting on the subway won't get us caught by the guards? On the other side, all the members of the Youth Academy tennis department gathered to participate in the U-17 selection training camp. Sadaharu informed everyone that this was the first year junior high students were allowed to participate in the selection. Suddenly, 2 high school students blocked everyone's way as the classic plot unfolded. The hit the can test started, an old gag overplayed by the Youth Academy tennis department. Everyone brought out their signature tennis moves and easily passed the test. Tezuka even defied the laws of physics, knocking down 3 cans with 1 ball, making the seniors hesitate to block these exceptional junior high students any longer and hurriedly let them pass. Upon arriving at the camp, the training was extremely tough. It was said that more than half of the people couldn't last a week, and some even quit tennis altogether due to a mental breakdown. This time, the Youth Academy tennis department aimed to have everyone stay. Suddenly, an announcement came from the temporary coach, Kurobe, declaring that the 300 participants needed to pass a test to stay. A plane flew over and began airdropping tennis balls. Everyone had to catch a tennis ball to remain. Those who failed to catch one had to leave immediately. Dropping a tennis ball from such a height could seriously injure someone remarked as the competition began. Upon closer inspection, it turned out that all the familiar faces were there. These were players from schools known nationally who had been recruited into the U-17 camp. Just as there was only 1 ball left, a pebble flew in, knocking the ball away, which was then caught effortlessly, a flashy entrance typical of Ryoma. Some seniors who didn't get a ball became anxious and challenged the junior high students to one-on-one duels, mockingly calling Sadaharu a four-eyed frog. This provoked all the glasses-wearing players, with Ryoma stepping forward to accept the challenge, also wearing glasses. Suddenly, a guy in a purple hat stepped forward, wanting to replace a blonde and play against Ryoma, seemingly the strongest among these extras. Purple Hat started with a powerful serve, knocking Ryoma's hat off, but those who knew Ryoma weren't worried. True to form, Ryoma easily handled him by starting with his honed to perfection mode, followed by a curveball that hit Purple Hat right in the head, quickly settling the match. To silence these high school extras, each team member took turns displaying their unique skills, leaving the seniors doubting their life choices, unaccustomed to such fantastical tennis. Suddenly, 3 highly skilled players appeared and stopped the match, telling those who hadn't caught a ball to quickly leave and not waste everyone's time. They warned the overconfident junior high students that they had only been playing against the lesser-ranked players from outside the top 10 courts. Akutsu couldn't stand the boasting, asking, "So what courts do you guys represent?" One was from Court 3, Inui, another from Court 5, Akutsu, and a silent, seemingly skilled player from Court 1, Tezuka. It was clear this place was full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers, filling everyone with fighting spirit. After training, it was time to eat. The lavish buffet excited everyone from the Youth Academy tennis department, but Atobi was displeased, feeling they were just freeloading and enjoying themselves, which is not the attitude of those chosen. Next came the ranking battles. Momoshiro drew Akutsu as his opponent. Everyone hoped Momoshiro could temper the senior's arrogance, especially since Akutsu had researched his opponent and knew he often defeated players who moved up from the lower ranks. Known as the Hell's Gatekeeper, Akutsu is also rumored to be able to lift a ton-weight boulder. It's a wonder why he didn't pursue Olympic weightlifting instead of playing tennis. Momoshiro served first, but Akutsu easily returned the ball. Surprisingly, Akutsu's racket had a cross shape with only 2 strings. Momoshiro, realizing he couldn't underestimate Akutsu, immediately executed a gravity drop shot, but this signature move had no effect on Akutsu. The impact numbed Momoshiro's hands, making it hard to even hold his racket. Akutsu thought the match was decided and turned to leave, but Momoshiro, using his mouth to hold the racket, stood up again. Despite his commendable spirit, he was no match for Akutsu and was relentlessly defeated. His teammates didn't want Momoshiro to continue, but he preferred to collapse on the court rather than give up. Sanada felt sympathy for Momoshiro, who had the misfortune of facing Akutsu, also skilled in gravity drop shots. However, Atobi suspected that the organizers might have deliberately set up this match to intimidate the junior high students. Momoshiro knew he represented all junior high students and, despite likely losing, wanted to score at least a point. He gripped his racket with both hands and gave his all in one final shot, but Akutsu mercilessly returned it. The protagonist's halo failed, and the match ended 6-0 with Momoshiro having his head shaved. However, Akutsu noticed his racket strings were broken, which earned Momoshiro some respect. After the training match, a giant over 3 meters tall appeared, announcing that the next phase would be mental training, with participants pairing up freely. Everyone chose their closest peers, while Ryoma solely focused on challenging Tokugawa and was searching for court number 1. 2 seniors, seeing his determination, told him they'd show him the way if he could beat them, presenting another challenging experience. As Kogane passed by, it seemed perfect for a doubles match. However, the coach announced that this wasn't a doubles team-up but a one-on-one match against their own partners, with the loser being eliminated. This meant potentially sending their own friend home, and anyone refusing to compete would be eliminated together. All reluctantly prepared to compete. Oishi and Kikumaru appeared surprisingly harmonious, but everyone knew it was an act. Neither could bring themselves to eliminate the other, and both were holding back. This was possibly the worst display of synchronized resonance yet, as Oishi tried to inspire Kikumaru's fighting spirit. Continuously scoring, they quickly reached match point. Meanwhile, Kogane and Ryoma were playing doubles against 2 extras. Kogane was thrilled to be playing doubles with Ryoma, something he had always dreamed of. Ryoma served first, instantly scoring, stunning the high school seniors. He continued to dominate, knocking down one opponent after another. They were supposed to be shown the way, but instead, this incited discontent among the spectating seniors who also wanted to play. Back to the main event, the Golden Pair's duel continued. In the final moments, AG had an epiphany. He realized that using his full strength was the greatest respect he could show Shuichiru. Both found their best form. Elsewhere, Shinji easily defeated Hiyoshi. Despite both being doubles teams, the disparity was large. The Rikaidai pair had their own schemes. Masaharu feigned an injury, luring Yagyu to finish the match with a laser beam. However, Yagyu anticipated Masaharu's tactic and returned a curving ball to win. They had partnered for so long, Yagyu knew exactly when Masaharu was acting. The match between Aoi and Kabaji ended with Aoi's victory, though he wasn't pleased. To console him, Kabaji gave him a roll of tape as a token of their match, leading to a somewhat awkward moment. The Golden Pair's match ended with AG's dramatic comeback, and Shuichiru gifted his racket as a token of their match. The first round concluded with spectacular matches. Atobi faced Kamio, and Tezuka faced Kaido, who had bad luck. Initially hoping to team up with Tezuka, Kaido ended up as his opponent. The focus then shifted to Ryoma, who had finished demolishing all the seniors with Kogane and continued to advance. They encountered Akutsu and Tezuka in the midst of a match. Akutsu tossed up 5 balls and unleashed a phantom fist technique to strike all 5 simultaneously. Tezuka matched the feat, impressing even Nadal. Ryoma rudely interrupted their duel, eager to challenge them with Kogane. Bored, Akutsu was willing to entertain Ryoma's confidence. The match between Kaido and Tezuka began. Tezuka used his hone to perfection from the start, causing Kaido to question his life choices. Meanwhile, the match between Kamio and Atobe took a different turn. Kamio had thoroughly researched Atobe and successfully returned his signature serve to score. Both matches ended differently. Tezuka won 6-1, while Atobe drew 6-6, reflecting their different coaching approaches. Tezuka pushed Kaido hard, while Atobe was more lenient. Both captains then played mind games. Kamio would take a lead, only for Atobe to catch up immediately. Kaido, wanting to quit, found Tezuka relentlessly targeting his racket, making him feel like he was playing against a machine. Frustrated, Kaido regained his will to fight back. On the side, Kamio understood Atobe's intention to train his stamina, recognizing it as his weakness. Atobe, seeing his junior grasp the lesson, could finally clock out, ending the match with a rondo. Despite Kaido's fierce comeback, Tezuka easily won with a zero-shiki drop shot, leaving Kaido smiling, realizing Tezuka had always meant well, but was poor at expressing it. Tezuka acknowledged it as their best match yet. Ryoma and Kogane's challenge began. Kogane launched with his lengthy special move, Invincible, absolute, tasty, great cartwheel mountain storm, blasting Akutsu's cross-shaped racket away. Interested, Akutsu switched to a normal racket, stronger than before. But Kogane still returned the shots. Kogane's persistence and Ryoma's variety of special moves ultimately scored them points, leaving them exhausted. However, the seniors seemed unfazed. Back to the main matches, Oishi defeated Kenya, Yukimura defeated Sanada, and Fuji unsurprisingly beat his younger brother. Everyone began searching for Ryoma, who would forfeit if he didn't show up soon. Speaking of forfeits, Sadaharu had succumbed to his own experimental poison and had to withdraw. After scoring, Ryoma taunted, claiming even Court 1 players were not that impressive, which infuriated the seniors. Tezuka quickly returned a shot Ryoma couldn't see, and Akutsu used a tomahawk smash to send Kogane flying. Ryoma's taunting backfired,